Y'all got the last correct answer. If you could hit the light switch, please. Chill it. Thank you. Annapolis for what? 5. Annapolis for 5, he says.
Ballsy.
List all you can. Click it. Schedule of the Maryland General Assembly. When do they meet? How do they meet? How does that work? Y'all have it first. You will have it next. 5, 4. Anything you can tell me. 3. Straight from the nose. 2. I believe it was. Gilchrist that talked about this. 1. Go ahead.
It's like January 3rd, 8
Something like that, but can you make it a little bit more specific? Anything that you can give me on this? 5. Go ahead.
The Chief Judge cannot answer questions of law because the case could conceivably arise under.
Okay. When in doubt, just give a correct answer for something else. -5. Y'all aren't out. Go ahead.
The legislative session is 90 days from the second Wednesday in January to the second Monday in April.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 90 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Second Wednesday in January. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the what?
To the second Monday in April.
Second Monday in April. And when does it end?
The session adjourns on the 90th day at midnight.
Midnight. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's important too. And believe it or not, in Maryland, at different points, they've actually unplugged the clock so they can continue to legislate. But the idea is they can't go beyond 12. If they unplug it, then the clock continues to stay 12. Pick me a category. Touch the house, please.
Who wants what?
Gotta go, gotta go.
Elections for 5 points.
Elections for 5.
Ooh, ballsy, ballsy.
List all you can. Click it. National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. Y'all have it first. First hand I see has got it next. Yeah, y'all have it.
So there are some states that said, you know, what we're going to do with with our electoral votes, because right now it's electoral college. It says some states have entered into a compact saying that whoever gets the most popular votes, even if they won that state, will get the electoral college votes for that state.
Some people are really, really concerned that, in fact, somebody that doesn't win a majority of the popular vote ultimately will be elected president. That hasn't happened recently, has it? And so what they've done is they've created this National Popular Vote Interstate Compact. So the idea on this is, just like you said, states are beginning to enter into this with the idea that they are pledging that whoever wins the popular vote, they will pledge their electors to vote for. So they want the popular vote and the electoral college vote to completely match each other. Can you give me any? Go ahead, you got it.
So far, the signatories are California, Washington D.C., Hawaii, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island, Vermont, and Washington State.
What is it? Is it like 35% of what they need?
It is 30.7%.
30.7. So right now, they ultimately are going to end up needing 270 electoral college votes, and they're roughly about a third of the way there right now. So nobody is doing anything until they get to over 270 electoral college votes, and then all of them, by their pledge, would vote the way of the popular vote. Go ahead.
I was going to say, like, most of the states that have done this so far have been like Democratic states that primarily vote Democrat, and that's understandable because Bush's first term, he won the last 2 Republican presidents for their first term. They won the electoral college votes, but they didn't win the popular vote.
Yeah. Yeah, the Democrats do have a play in this. Of course, the ones that are pending right now, and I believe the pending ones would actually push it up over half if they actually acted on this. A number of them, maybe surprisingly, are Republican. Anything else you've got? 4.
Yeah, if all the pending ones were pushed up, it would be 248, which would be 46.1%. And it was drafted in February 2006, so it's fairly recent.
Fairly recent. This is basically in about the last decade. Go ahead, touch the house. Pick me a category. 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30, 30, 40. 45 for y'all. 7 for the corner. 18 for Jalil's group. 5, 10, 15, 20, 23 for Genesis's group. Anybody can still win, and I want to give points on this, so maybe answer some things. Go ahead.
Articles for 2 points.
Articles for 2.
For 2. Get balls.
List all you can. Click it. Open primary versus closed primary. Y'all have it. You'll have it next
I know
Genesis.
that one.
5,
Then-
4.
I don't know how this game
3.
works. Okay,
Open
an
primary, anyone, you don't have to vote in an open primary, you don't have to.
You don't have to vote.
in an open primary,
Oh,
you're
anyone
not
can
affiliated
run.
with a
Now you-
specific party. In a closed primary, if you're a Republican, you can only vote on Republican candidates, same with Democrat. In an open primary, you can vote on whoever you want to, regardless of your party affiliation.
Okay, open primary and closed primary. And this was for 2. 1, 2. Closed primary means that you are going to be a registered Democrat, registered Republican, and that means that you're going to have to vote as a registered Republican for Republican, registered Democrat for Democrats. Open primary means that you're not going to necessarily be identifying as, well, you're going to be identifying, you're not necessarily going to be identifying as a political party. You can vote for whoever it is that ultimately you want to vote for. So with this in mind, 1, 2, you can be a Democrat registered, you can vote for somebody other than a Democrat. Same thing with the Republican idea. So the thought is that you get to vote for who you want, and ultimately that frees things up. Anything else? 4, 3, 2, 1. Is that a hand?
The mayor visited was for open primary.
The mayor was very much in favor of open primaries. And let me ask you this. When we talked to her about when the local elections should be, did she want them in their own time? Did she want them in a presidential year? When did she want the local elections primarily? Anybody in your group?
Off year.
In an off year. Any idea why?
It's more, the election's more issue oriented toward local issues or problems.
It's going to be more locally oriented, and she also said on this it wouldn't get lost in all of the national and the bigger election hype, which was kind of a big deal. Go ahead, touch the house, pick me a category. Y'all are comfortably in second.
Jeez.
But it just takes one good run from Jalil's group, and then they're in second.
It's Annapolis for 2 points.
Annapolis for 2. Uh-oh. What are we gonna draw now? Who's coming up? Thank you for erasing that, by the way. You're gonna draw? Go ahead, grab a marker off the table there. This is an easy one. It's embarrassingly easy. Got it? Okay. 1 minute, and we'll start it on the 12. Marker's on the table there. Got it?
Got it.
Got it. Okay, 1 minute. Go ahead.
Can you guys see?
Oh my. That's not bad. From Annapolis. 30 seconds. Anybody can yell something out. Go ahead, Jamie. Jump in. 20 seconds. No, you can't demonstrate. Okay, looks like Brian's ready to go. 5 seconds. 2, 1. Any guess at all?
Is that the one where
No guess. Brian, go ahead.
Oh, is that the one where they gave out the laptops to Oh, it's not. Oh no. Oh wait, no, that's a.
Zoom
oh,
in
that's
on
a
my
sword.
face. Get laptop
Wait, is
out.
that the sword? No, wait, that's the sword. That's the
Oh my God. Okay, go, Gary.
The court doesn't have the power of the sword.
Yeah, the judge, Chief Judge Barbera said the court has neither the power of the purse nor the sword. What was she talking about, and your group's got this?
She was talking about they don't control budgets. They don't put people to death, but they have the power to review legislation to see if if there's something constitutionally wrong with the legislation, and they also have which would be the common law.
Yeah.
And then they also have the ability to make case law to review that. So if something comes up in the courts, someone can challenge it, and they will make a decision on whether that falls within the common law or not.
So what is she really saying the power of the court is?
They have the power of judgment.
They have the power of judgment. And I want you to think about this for just a second. The power of the purse, the legislature has the power of the purse. They have the power to be able to spend money, and the court doesn't have that. The sword, and you brought it in the context of execution, and that's actually not a bad way of looking at it. You could also say, you know, with the sword, this is dealing with the execution of the laws. And in fact, it would be the executive that would be doing this. Not necessarily war power or death penalty, but actually making sure that the laws are executed properly. And the court doesn't have that. But the court has judgment. And that's the power that she stressed kind of in her introduction, as I recall. Haley, I think I saw your hand, or was that what you wanted to say?
Yeah, I was just going to open up that way.
Bless you. Okay, go ahead.